Chattels versus fixtures. Simplified. When purchasing or selling a property in Queensland, it's important to understand the difference between chattels and fixtures. These two terms refer to the different types of property that can be included in a sale. Understanding the difference is essential to ensure that all parties involved are clear of what is included or excluded in a transaction. Chattels are movable items that are not attached to the property in a permanent way. Common examples are things like pot plants, furniture, appliances, garden tools, cutlery, personal belongings. Anything that can be moved around that is not fixed. Fixtures, on the other hand, are items that are permanently attached or fixed to the property. Examples of fixtures include built-in shelving, ceiling fans, mailbox, solar panels, light fixtures, window coverings. So George, how do you determine whether an item is a fixture or a chattel? There are a few key factors to consider. Number 1, degree of attachment. A fixture is typically attached to the property in a permanent way, such as by screws, nails, or bolts. A chattel, on the other hand, can be easily moved and is not permanently attached. 2, adaptability. A fixture is typically customised to fit the property, such as built-in cabinetry or shelving. A chattel, on the other hand, can be used in a variety of different spaces. It can be picked up and moved because it's not fixed. 3, intention. The intention of the person who installed the item is also a factor. If they intended for it to be permanently attached to the property, it is likely a fixture. A basic interpretation of the difference between a fixture and a chattel is if the item is affixed to the land to any great extent, it is a fixture. If it's freestanding and movable and rests on its own weight, it's presumed to be a chattel. A really simple way to explain the difference to clients is, generally speaking, if the house was to be turned upside down and shaken, the items that fall out are the chattels and what remains are the fixtures. Also, please note, if a fixture is specifically excluded in a contract of sale, for example, say a wall-mounted TV and bracket, the vendor must repair any damage caused by removing the fixture. For example, patch, paint and plaster once the wall bracket is removed to make good that damage that was left after the bracket was taken off the wall. Okay, now, some common grey areas that we see and my tips. Number 1, air conditioning. Usually a fixture as the piping is fixed to the building. Obviously, when you're drafting up a contract of sale, make sure you put in the included chattels the air conditioning remotes. It's a small thing, but I've seen some crazy stuff. Number 2, curtains. If the curtain rail is sitting on hooks, it would technically be a chattel as the curtain and the rail are not fixed to the property. The hooks are fixed to the property in the walls, but the curtain and the rail, if they can just be lifted off and removed, they are a chattel. So make sure they're included in the contract if your buyer definitely wants the curtains and the curtain rail. Number 3, dishwasher. This one always causes issues. If the dishwasher will leave a gap when it's removed, for example, if it's built in, then it will likely be considered a fixture. However, if it's freestanding, it will likely be considered a chattel. 4, pool equipment. These items are almost always chattels. Things like the net, the pole, the creepy crawly, chemicals. Make sure if your buyer definitely wants these items, they are included in the included chattels section of the contract on page 3. Alright, so it's worth noting that disputes can and will arise over whether an item is considered a chattel or a fixture. It is always best to clarify this in the sale contract to avoid any confusion or disagreements. Real estate agents also beware. What you put on the listing as included in the property through realestate.com or the advertising can cause problems as well. So, If you've advertised a property to include something, it should be included in the sale. There's a section on page 3 of the standard REIQ contracts that allow parties to specifically include chattels or exclude fixtures from a sale. I strongly suggest ensuring that anything that's ambiguous is specifically listed in this section to avoid any turbulence or problems. You're much better spending a minute or two and writing in the items that are definitely staying and definitely going that may cause problems later, and then it's black and white, and you're not going to have an issue at pre-settlement where your buyer goes, oh, where's the bar fridge? Where's the curtains? Where's the dishwasher? Then all of a sudden, back and forward between solicitors trying to find a solution. It's much better if you catch the problem before it happens, and then it's clear for everybody and they know exactly what they're signing up for. If you've got any questions, guys, get in touch with us. Otherwise, I really hope this did simplify the process of what fixtures are, what chattels are, how to explain them to clients, and a few grey areas debunked. Thanks, guys. Chat soon.